Yo, poppin' and steady. It's me, Cheeky, and I'm doing a tier list for Wuthering Waves characters. What I'm ranking them on is one, their character, like their personality, their lore, their story, etc. But I'm also ranking them on their appearance, like how attractive they are, how much they appeal to me, you know. And then the third thing is I'm ranking them off of their gameplay and how fire their gameplay is. And combined, I will get my rating. So, to start off, we got the female rover, who I think is pretty boring. I don't know. Kind of a mid character. Probably say like C tier. They're kind of ugly for real. Now we got male rover, who is daddy, but he ain't daddy, you know. So I would say he's A rank right now. Yep. Then we got Yang, who is probably in between. Not mommy for real, but she ain't hideous, so yeah, she's probably like right there. We got Donjin. I'm not even talking about the gameplay, by the way. Hold up. Yang's gameplay is kind of mid. It's worse than Rover's, but her looks pull her above. Yeah, Donjin's not even in the story. That's an L. That just changes from D tier to L tier. Yeah, not in the story. So actually, you know what? Where's Calculator? He's not in the story either. L of a character. How you not gonna pop up in the story? What's wrong with you? My goodness. We got Sanua. She's quite ugly. Probably the ugliest character in the game, low key. Kalki, let me just add a row below this. This is the G tier, which I'm gonna make pink. That's for Gooners. Any character that's for Gooners is the worst character ever. It's not as bad as not appearing in the story, but like that's clearly Gooner bait. And since we're talking about Gooner bait, let's talk about this. Bro, Camellia is written like a fan fiction character. So like obviously can't have Camellia here. But you know what's worse than not appearing in the game? This is the F tier, which I'm going to make purple. It stands for furry tier, and there's a few furries, you know. There's Ling Yang, who, like, you're a furry, so you clearly are some of the worst characters in the game. But I don't know. Actually, you know what's worse than furries? We have the U tier. We're gonna make it white. It's the underage tier. Throw Verena in there, and let's throw Encore in there, because being underage in my game, my anime fantasy game, no. Like, I'm not a gooner where like it's straight up obvious I want to, you know, lose my children to these characters. But I at least want to have the option. So if there's an underage kid in my game, I can't have that. Personally, I can't have that. That's why Rochi is. These are the worst characters by far. You're probably wondering why Yoo-Hoo's not there. Cause Yoo-Hoo is actually G tier. Yeah, I said it. Yoo-Hoo is Gooner bait. And you're probably wondering, how is a Gooner bait like better than being underage, or better than being furry, or better than just not showing up in the game, which is an L. Which, honestly, I don't even know. Because I've seen so many content. Pause, that sounds so bad. That sounds so bad. I've seen so much YouTube videos about this character where people's just gooning for this character. I'm like, how are you gooning for this game? This is a child. And they they try to cover it up with some jokes and whatnot, like, ooh, FBI, open up, or whatnot, but like, nah, I can see through it. I can see that you're low-key a Gooner character. Anyways, this Baiji, who's, kind of like the most good-looking ugly character, so C tier. We have Alto, who is kind of mid. Not mid as them. Actually, real talk, let's change tier C tier to M tier, because this is the mid tier. Now, B tier will still be B tier, because it's boring tier. Then we got the R tier, because they're the runner-up tier. And then we got the T tier, which actually no, it would be TD/M tier, which is the true daddy / mommy tier, which leads us into this character, which is Mortefi. Mortefi is a true daddy. He's more iconic than Yoo-Hoo, who gets goonalized. He's more pretty than Baiji, who is mid. He's more thicker than Lumi, who is low-key kind of gooner. He's more fire than Shisha, because his element is just way more incorporated into his gameplay. He's more 5-star than Yuanwu, which kinda is an L, so that makes him a runner-up, because he's getting out-daddied by Mortefi. He is more relevant than Ling Yang, this furry. But I messed up, because he's actually more relevant than Yang Yang. How are you introduced in the start of the story, and Mortefi is more relevant than you? He appears like 3 times, and in those 3 seconds of his time shown, he's already skyrocketed to the top of the tier list, because he's better than you, Yang Yang. He's more skill-based than Danjin, and you cannot argue that. It is so hard to utilize Mortefi in any team, whereas Danjin is such an easy carry character. He's more awesome than Alto, and that's just a fact. He wears his glasses all the time. Alto just wears them because he tries too hard. He's more cold than Sanwa. Sanwa tries way too hard to be an edgy, cool character, whereas Mortefi effortlessly does it, without needing to try. And he's definitely more mommy than Taoki, the Gooner character. It's not even close. She has to yawn and jiggle her titties in a way, just so people can like her. Mortefi, he just stands there and says, "What is it?" and people fall down on their knees. He's better than all these characters combined. Like, literally, if you combined every single character, they wouldn't even touch the true daddy / material. tier. And you're probably wondering, why did I say slash material? That's because women are. I'm not saying. I'm not saying. Okay, moving on. There's Jisha, who is kind of a runner-up. Yeah, I'll say it. Then we got Jianshin, who is a true mom. Best character in the game. That isn't Mortefi, obviously. Actually, we gotta separate these two, because Mortefi is just... Mortefi. Yeah. Let's add a tier on top. Let's make it, I don't know, blue. And call it Mortefi. Then we got the TM tier, the true mommy tier. Yes, this is adding up. Then we got Jian, bro. Who is low-key Gunner. Like in his trailer, they show the peak male physique that isn't Mortefi, by the way. And he's battling another peak male physique that isn't Mortefi. And they kind of just monologue and fight each other and get all sweaty and stuff, whatever guys do. It's straight up Gunner bait, but for females. Which is honestly worse than all four of these characters before him. Then we got Yinlin, who is... Honestly, I take it back, Sanwa. She's the most butt-ugly character in the game. Then we got Jinshi, who is kind of just in the boring tier. Changli? Oh my god, Changli is ugly. Uglier than Rover, but not as ugly as Sanwa and Yinlin. Then we got Jeji, who, like, let's face it, she's a 3-year-old in, like, a 25-year-old's body. She's an underage character. So that makes her the worst one by far. Oh, we got Xiang Liao. He's a closeted furry, so he's in the furry tier. And you're probably wondering, how is he a furry? Well... You don't really see it, but in his event, he kind of growls a little bit when he's fighting the monstrosity, and he tries not to revert to his primal instincts, and he tries to hide it. That's why he thanks Rover for saving him in the last minute. Shorekeeper? Let's throw Shorekeeper in the L tier. Probably gonna say, yo, how is Shorekeeper in L tier? She appears in the story, unlike Calculator, unlike Donjin. Well, she appears once, and then she's now just pushed to the side. And unlike Mortefi, who is the true GOAT of this game, she doesn't do anything but glaze Rover the entire time. Whereas Mortefi, he offers his grace for the 2 seconds that he's bothered with their time. They're honestly foils of each other. And because of that, we have to make a new tier under the underage people. For Shorekeeper, who is the worst character by far in this game, who we're gonna use blue to show. Since you're Mortefi's foil, you're on the opposite end of the spectrum as Mortefi. Carlotta, who, let's just say is boring. She doesn't do anything. She does glaze the Rovers, but that's all she is good for. Then we have Phoebe, who is in the underage tier. This character appeals to 12-year-olds. I can't believe it. I thought we was finally going back to decent designs of Carlotta. Then they pulled this child out of their ass. I can't believe that they've done it. Then we got Brandt, who is low-key kind of Gunner. Like, they first tried to pull out their underage card, Then they pull out their Gooner card with Brant. Look at all that skin showing on him. It's horrifying, actually. And then last but not least, we have Zani, who's not in the game yet. But let's just say, we've seen that tail. Furry tier. Anyways, this is the end of my tier list, where we have the undisputed GOAT of Wuthering Waves, Mortefi. His gameplay is absolute peak. It's the best. He's the true daddy of Wuthering Waves. And he's low-key the true mommy of Wuthering Waves. But we're not going to talk about it. We have Jianshin. I'm probably saying her name wrong. Probably butchering it. She has quite the forehead, which is quite attractive. Because that's more region to kiss. But she's not Mortefi. We have the runner-up tier, where we have Yuanwu, who gets out-daddied by Mortefi. We have the male rover, who is kind of dead, but he suffers from the main character syndrome, so he gets bumped down. We have Chisha, who is the best companion to start the story. We have the boring tier, who has Yang Yang, who's quite boring. Like, you just got fleeced by Mortefi as soon as he got introduced to the story. We have Alto, who is honestly trying way too hard. We have Jinchi, who is the most boringest character in the entirety of Wuthering Waves. She adds nothing to the story, but just a bunch of pointless yap you can just use the skip button for. I'm so glad Kuro added the skip button, just for this character. Then we have Carlotta, who is just another character created to glaze the rovers, which we're getting tired of that. We've seen that already with Shorekeeper, but we'll get to Shorekeeper. We have the mommy tier, I mean, the mid tier. You wish this was the mommy tier, because these people are ugly. Dang, we have Baiji, who is the prettiest, ugliest character. We have Rover, who is just an ugly main character. Like, come on, bro. Even Wise from Zenless Zone Zero is more prettier than you. We have Changli, who is trying too much makeup, too much design. She's ugly. We have Sanwa, who is way too edgy, way too try-hard on being cool and popular, so she's ugly. And then we have the most butt-ugly character in the game being Yinlin, which I don't even have to describe why she's ugly. She's just hideous. She's fugly. Oh my god. Then we have the Gooner tier, which has Taoki, this goon bait. Oh my god, this is like one of the worst characters, where you've seen the jiggle, you've seen the thigh, you've seen all of it, you've seen the yawn, and all of it. It's terrible. Gooning is overtaking this game. This has the most characters in it by far. We have Camellia, who is basically Goon incarnate. Like, it's hard to play through her story, and it's hard to even play through her companion story, because she goons so much. Like, I'm trying to enjoy the story, not get hard. Then we have Yuhu, which is not here because of personal reasons, it's here because of the community. The community goons for this character so much. I don't understand. She's only 4 years old, and why is she being gooned for? Then we have Lumi, who had a handcrafted model. You had a handcrafted model and you're a 4-star just so you could be gooned to. God, like, I don't understand. You're the first goon furry that isn't Zani. But we'll get to that. We have Jian, sweaty ass dude who is fighting his husband in his trailer. It's terrible. And people still to this day beg for his husband to be playable. Geshu Lin? Nah, he needs to get out of here. That's what he needs to do. Then we have Brant. This is the downfall of Wuthering Waves. The game is going to be EOS. Because why do we have Brant? Brant is not a good character. He is a drunkard. And he also is a goon. Like, you see that chest. You see that tacit mark. What are they thinking with this character? We have the L tier of characters who just don't pop up in the story, which is Danjin. Danjin doesn't pop up in the story at all. Not to mention, she's kind of ugly. She's low-key probably the daughter of Yinlin, how ugly she is. And then we have Calculator. Need I say more? this knockoff Sephiroth. He doesn't even appear in the story. My goodness, probably because he's too busy appearing in Kingdom Hearts games. Then we have the furry tier, with Ling Yang in it. Which, by the way, wears the furriness on his sleeve. He doesn't even try to hide it, unlike Zhang Liao, who's a closeted furry. Then we have Zani, which is supposed to be a furry goon character, even though we already done that with Mumi. Like, come on, Kuro, get original. Then we have the underage tier. We have Verena, who's obviously 5 years old, Encore, who's obviously 7, Rochia, who's obviously 11, we got Jessie, who acts like she's 3, but she's 25, and then we have Phoebe, who's 12 years old and appeals to tweens. What is this? I'm so tired of these underage characters taking over my game. And last but not least, the Shorekeeper. Oh my god. I can't even talk about how mid of a character Shorekeeper is. Like, man. You get the grace to be in the story. You get a whole entire story dedicated to you. And all you do is spend it simping for Rover. And you might say, Carlotta does the same. At least Carlotta interacts with other people and has life and has friends. Shorekeeper, all you do, your entire purpose is to glaze Rover. That's crazy. Like, you're the exact opposite of Mortefi, who's benevolent, while you are just terrible. You might actually be malevolent, because you're ruining my experience with Wuthering Waves. But after all, this is the tier list. I hope you enjoyed, and have a lovely April Fools.